Hey, we're here.
What's up, everybody?
It is official. Nice to see you all here today. If there's anybody here today, probably just Sam and I for now.
Yeah.
So I'm Brian Foster, head of creators, head of content here at Mobcrush. I'm with my man Sam here, who heads up our support team. We are going to be trying some new stuff on a daily basis. Each day of the week, we've got a new format ready for you. Mondays, we thought it would be a great idea to wrap up anything that happened during the week prior in terms of news when it comes to all things entertainment, video games, movies, TV, all that stuff. And then as well as to answer any of your guys' questions in a live setting. So we're just giving more opportunities to do more of a Q&A in a real-time fashion, something that, I hope we could have gotten into last year, but now we can really hit it hard here in 2020.
Yeah, so if you do have questions about Mobcrush or live streaming, save those for the end when we do the Q&A part, and we'll address them as quick as possible. And if we miss a question, hit us up on Discord at mob.cr/discord.
We will also be, making sure that you guys know exactly where you can follow us on all the social platforms. We'll let you guys know about that. And then anything we talk about here in each of these shows will be either posting socially in terms of clips from action replays, some of the trailers we talk about every week. And then anything else that we're doing, any information that we feel is pertinent to you guys, we'll definitely post somewhere. But you'll be able to follow us anywhere and get all this information after the fact. But consider this more of you talking to us and Mobcrush, and just to make sure that we know that you're out there and that you know that you can ask us anything you need related to Mobcrush. We probably can't get into any high therapy or anything like that.
That would be a breach of something.
A breach of something, mostly the fact that I don't trust myself to give advice for people when I myself need advice myself. So we can get started today. We've got a tentative title for this show, and that is called Last Week Now, which is not even close to Last Week Tonight from John Oliver. Totally different. Probably the same exact thing until they come after us. We could change up the name if they start coming after us. And I guess if they come after us, that's a good thing, right? That means we're actually making a difference.
Yeah, we hit some kind of radar.
Which right now I don't think we're on anyone's radar at the moment. I don't think we're on our own. So let's get on it. So we wanted to go over some of last week's news bits. This one from gamesindustry.biz, this we found pretty amazing. They released this for the end of 2019, and that there has been $120 billion spent on games and interactive media all of last year.
I mean, I don't.
Not a big shocker though, right?
No, it's not shocking. I mean, it's been an industry that has been beating so many other industries for decades now.
I mean, in my opinion, I've been enjoying this industry more than I've enjoyed other entertainment industries. Gaming has consistently changed. There still are, that independent game maker or something that's like a big thing right now. It still is, and it's growing. Some of the indie games that come out are better than some of the bigger titles. But what's interesting about this is that the games and interactive media industry grew by 4% when compared to 2018. But mobile now represents 74% of all free-to-play revenue.
Which again, not that surprising.
Not at all.
If you look at my phone, I haven't paid for a game in probably 4 years.
I don't ever pay for games. I don't think I've ever paid for any microtransactions in a mobile game.
Yeah, I don't do microtransactions, but straight out buying an app, I haven't done. There was the last game, and I know which one it is because it was a board game that I had called Ascension, and I got the mobile version so my friends and I could keep playing.
Yeah, but that gave you new quest lines, new stuff, right?
It did have expansions.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that makes it worth it. The last game I bought mobily was Mario Run, and I think that was a substantial game because I think that game cost me $10, which for a mobile game is like $100,000, really, when you think about it.
Yeah.
So premium games in the market actually saw a bunch of revenues decline by about 5%, but that number was still at $18.9 billion. So games in general are just crushing it. And Superdata, who all this data came from, expects the market to grow to 124.8 billion, which is another 4% rise. I mean, it's getting huge. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's just interesting because, even though some of these high-profile AAA titles come out, mobile games should not be scoffed at by any means. I mean, these things,
Clearly.
yeah, it's more for a casual gamer, so your market is much much larger. It's also some of them are much easier to pick up and play. I mean, like anyone could, find an app and play those apps, and but like for some of these more intense titles like a Dark Souls game or something, that's not for everybody. It's a very small percentage of folks that can play it. So that's exciting.
Well, I mean, Dark Souls is insane.
Yeah, that's kind of an outlier. Probably not the best example.
Yeah, probably. But I mean, what's the other side of that? Candy Crush?
Right, exactly.
Did you go wrong?
Right, exactly. Except get really cool text and tasty and all those things that come up on screen. So more video game news. Respawn's CEO is now taking over DICE. If you guys know Respawn, they just came out with Jedi Fallen Order, which has been critically acclaimed. Fans seem to like it. I'd say arguably probably the most successful Star Wars game that's come out in a long time. Definitely the most original Star Wars game that's come out in a long time. It's got its own story and everything. But Vince Zampella, which is his name, he's going to be taking over as head of DICE LA. The studio is most likely going to be renamed, and they will be working on and creating games of their own, which is great. I'm sure you guys have heard of the other Star Wars game that came from DICE, Battlefront. While I know a lot of people played that game, and Battlefront 2 was a little more popular than the first one, I myself couldn't get into it. So I think that this is going to be an interesting take to have somebody that's just coming off of a really cool narrative experience with Fallen Order is now going to bring that into DICE's play, and I'm hoping that maybe the Battlefront games will start seeing more story-driven pieces as opposed to just multiplayer maps.
Yeah.
Did you ever play Battlefront?
I have not played a Star Wars game in a long time.
What's the last Star Wars game you played?
Dude, I honestly don't know anymore. It was probably 8-bit.
Really?
Yeah, it's been a while. But if you
Star Wars?
If you could make any aspect of Star Wars into a game, what would it be? I know a lot of people were talking about that the TIE Fighter game that never got made.
Exactly.
That's super cool.
I think that just answered my question.
Yeah.
So if I'm gonna come out with a game now, it is going to be a remake of either X-Wing, TIE Fighter, or both.
Right.
They were for the PC in the 90s. Those were full campaign games. I think they're written by Timothy Zahn, which is a really prolific extra canon writer of Star Wars. So I think that would be really exciting. Plus, I think the flight mechanics and things are so good now and so smooth in games that this would just be a shoo-in for a great title. And 100 missions plus, that would be great.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know what would be cool is, not really, because I hate these games, but like everyone who loves those truck simulator games, you just
What's up with truck simulator?
do that troop loader that was in Mandalorian. He
Yes.
was like, I gotta drive for 6 miles and let
Smuggler
all these guys out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Millennium
That'd be
Falcon
great.
Simulator.
Oh, dude, that would be awesome.
Yeah,
though.
exactly. I mean, think about it. So the current game that's out now is that Star Citizen. Okay, the same guy that did that, he did Wing Commander back in the day.
Oh,
and there's a game called Privateer. Mm-hmm. And so that was kind of taking spaceflight and giving you different jobs to do. The Privateer was obviously more of a smuggler pirate.
Yeah, that's
And, the Wing Commander games were more like soldiers in the Air Force or Navy. They had a whole Air Force against the Kilrathi, who were the big, tiger people. But I think that those are like some examples of what you can do now, and I think Star Citizen is exactly what Star Wars needs right now, is this massive game where you don't take the role of a Jedi. You don't need to play a lightsaber Jedi anymore.
I mean, if Mandalorian's taught us anything, is that does not have to be front and center.
Exactly. We didn't have any lightsabers in that if you don't count the... Oh, spoiler. If you haven't seen the end of Mandalorian, just close your ears. Have you seen it?
I have.
Okay, I didn't want to ruin it.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic.
There are spoilers here. That thing came out 2 weeks ago, so go see it if you haven't seen it yet. But the Darksaber that came out at the end, that's the only semblance of anything Star Wars that we know of.
Yes.
I'm outside of Jawas, but I mean no lightsabers, no Jedi, none of that stuff.
Yeah, no Force stuff.
No.
Yeah.
And outside of maybe Yoda.
Yeah. Well, yeah, yes.
But I think that's the only tie-in to anything we know Jedi.
Right, like common knowledge does not acknowledge the Force. Like, the people are like, I don't know, that's not a thing.
No, because in that time it's a dead religion,
Yeah.
right? It's old. It's like what people don't practice anymore. And in fact, according to that one, I mean, the Empire wiped them all out.
Right.
And that was the order, right? Was to get rid of them all. And was it Order 66? I don't remember exactly the order.
Yeah, I think so.
That sounds about right. It was one of those Lucasian,
Right.
just throw something in there. Yeah, but in terms of Star Wars, I love Star Wars. I love Star Wars games. I'm actually more of a Star Trek fan. Don't at me. But I will say that Star Wars in general has so much depth to it that I think that, you know, putting it in the hands of somebody like DICE, who's like super techie, and I mean, their tech is just unbelievable. The graphics are great. The games are fully scalable and they move great. But I think adding another layer of campaign and story and narrative to these games, and to put something in there like a TIE Fighter or X-Wing would be really great.
Yeah.
So, you know, fingers are crossed, but we will let you know how things happen moving forward with that. More terrible movie / game news. Uncharted has lost its sixth director. Now this is ridiculous, right? So we've got the director of Kubo and the Two Strings and Bumblebee, Travis Knight, which I don't know if you've seen Bumblebee, the Transformers movie.
No.
It's awesome.
Is it?
As a Transformers movie, it's great.
Okay.
Yes. There are some things, obviously, that still fall in the Bayformers realm.
I
but
mean, you know what you're getting into.
by far the best version of
Okay.
Transformers. It actually sits the camera down on sticks sometimes. It's not flying around people doing phone calls and kissing.
Is Shia in that one?
He's not.
Well, there you go. That might make it better right
Oh
there.
my gosh, I forgot her name. Maybe we could look it up. She was in the True Grit film, the remake.
Oh, the girl?
She's fantastic.
She's an amazing actress.
She is amazing, yes.
She was great back then, and anything she's done since has been awesome.
And she's been in a couple things since
she has,
then.
and every single time I'm like, who is that? Oh, it's the girl from True Grit.
Yes, she's Haley Steinfeld.
Yes.
Sorry about that. She was in it, and she was great. I think she was also picked up to be in a new film recently. I think that she was just hired on to do something. I guess she was in Charlie's Angels for a brief period there. Yeah. Oh, and she's going to be in Hawkeye. That's pretty awesome.
Ooh.
Yeah. So this is really upsetting because I think Dan Trachtenberg was attached to this movie. He's fantastic. He did Cloverfield Lane, which I thought was a really successful film. Obviously, Nathan Fillion came out with a really incredible fan-made film for Uncharted that if they should have just taken the look and feel of that and made a movie out of it. But I'm still pretty excited about this one. I'm excited the fact that Tom Holland is part of it. I think he plays a great young Nathan Drake. I think that, I guess you could check it out now. All the PlayStation Plus free games, one of those are the the Uncharted collection. So you can check that out. Yeah, you can play 1 through 3. I think it's 1 through 3 on there that you could play now, which are all really good games and, again, movies in themselves. But, you know, I'm hoping this thing finds a director at some point because it's a great franchise and could make a really nice, like, Indiana Jones type movie.
Aries over on Facebook says they don't want to make that movie. That's a clear message to the fans.
Aries, couldn't agree with you more. It just really upsets me that this kind of thing would go for so long. I mean, especially, like I said, when you saw what Nathan Fillion and a few filmmakers could do on a short budget.
Sure.
I'm sure no budget at all, really. They probably called in some favors. But, you know, that's what you can do. And I thought that had the look and feel of that game to the fullest. So hopefully something happens. Hopefully it's improved because right now it's in limbo.
Which will get made first, Uncharted or Terry Gilliam's Don Quixote?
That movie got made.
Did it get finished?
That movie got made.
Oh, I didn't know it got finished. I just knew it kept going back.
Shout out to Christian Spicer, a friend of mine. He put on Twitter, he's like, I'd rather see a movie about the failed making of the Uncharted movie at this point, similar to Man of La Mancha, which is the Don Quixote, making of the Don Quixote film. That
oh my God.
Gillian's probably spent 25 years on this movie. I would say, if not longer. They filmed a bunch with Johnny Depp. There's a whole documentary about that. They just filmed in an area that was getting covered by planes.
Oh my
so
God.
they couldn't. The sound was awful. It was just everything. Everything shitty that could happen to a film happened. It was one of those Murphy's Law. But yeah, they've since changed the actor from Johnny Depp to now Kylo Ren.
Okay.
Yeah, what's Kylo Ren's
Adam.
name? Adam. God.
Guy face.
Oh God, Adam Driver.
Adam Driver, yes.
This is what happens. This is what happens when you do live, everybody. There are a lot of people out there that will talk smack to people that are either creating live content on a daily basis or playing video games. This shit is not hard. I'm sorry. This shit is not easy. It is way too hard. I can't even say it. It's so difficult that I can't even say it's hard. But it's true. You know this.
Oh yeah.
God, I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, you're doing so many things at once and taking so many things in and trying to play off the cuff. And
I tried to explain this to people. I was at a conference a couple weeks ago. You were there too.
Yeah.
And like one of the things that I brought up was you're coming in, like let's say you're an advertiser. Sorry, we're getting off subject, but that's what this is about, right?
Well, I think that's what people are more interested in is the live side, like Andrews was saying earlier. Anyway, go on.
I think so.
Yes.
And if you guys have any questions about this, let us know.
Feel free.
But the real thing is that these brands come in here and they think that they're just working with somebody to make a little video on YouTube and like they can pay whatever amount of money it is. But really, these people are developers, producers, executive producers, directors, talent, editors, lighting, cinematography, research, everything.
Yeah.
So you got to really. You got to pay for the work that's being done, and advertisers out there, remember, these guys are working hard to create some branded content for you.
Yeah.
Speaking of something that will never be sold or part of branded content, I wish it was, though, is the Nintendo PlayStation prototype going up for auction. Okay, we're going to go back in time now. I'm reading Nintendo Power as probably a 12 or 13-year-old. Yeah, okay, so a long time ago.
I would have been reading Dragon Magazine at that point, but all right.
Dragon Magazine? Really?
Do you know that one?
No, we gotta look this up.
It's the D&D magazine.
When did they make a D&D magazine?
Oh my God. I think it ran from the late 70s to mid-90s.
Okay.
It might still be going, but yeah,
maybe
back in the
online
80s.
Version of it or something?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I read the hell out of Nintendo Power while you were reading Dragon Magazine. The thing that I found, I remember I can remember the day I was with my friend Nick, my other friend Chris, and we were waiting for the bus, and Nick had the fresh new Nintendo Power, and we cracked it open, and they were talking about this new CD-ROM thing that was coming out, and at the time it wasn't even a thing. We had 3DO coming out at the time, which was a CD base. CDI was the Philips. I'm aging myself quite a bit. But those things were kind of fresh and new, and they were talking about how you could fit, 100 discs worth of data on one CD-ROM, right? Like it was a big deal, and like full motion video was the biggest thing. Like
Sure.
FMV games were huge. And I remember it was a Nintendo Power, and they were talking about how Nintendo's next system was going to be CD-based. It was going to attach right to the Super Nintendo or be a standalone, whatever it was. But they were going to come out with a great launch of Seventh Guest, if you're familiar with that game. We should definitely pull up a trailer for that game. Yeah, so that was like, it was Myst, if you will. Remember Myst?
Yeah, of course.
So just going through from point to point.
Oh, yeah, no, I remember this.
Yeah.
I remember the logo.
And it was like a horror game that also had puzzles, and the puzzles happened throughout a house. Okay. It was great. But obviously Nintendo didn't go this route. And in fact, I don't think they went this route until the GameCube, and even that, the discs were like that big. But they never really went the CD-ROM route like that. At least not in the traditional sense of it, but instead they kind of cut ties with, at the time, I believe his name, Ken Kudagari, and he decided, Kaz Hirai. Kaz Hirai then decided to say, okay, well, we're almost done with this thing, let's create it. So they just created the PlayStation, and that's how the PlayStation was born, which up to now is probably the best-selling system ever. I think PlayStation 4 is the best-selling console system now, with Switch right behind it.
Yeah,
Switch just sold more units than the Super Nintendo recently.
Yeah, they're gaining some stupid ground. But also they've got so many versions of that came out so quickly.
Well, they're the handheld one only, and now there's rumors that there's going to be a new one coming out. So I just bought a damn Switch, and now I got to switch to another Switch. I'm not ready to make the switch.
Oh my God.
But if you guys are interested in buying the Nintendo prototype, this was the Nintendo and Sony CD-based system. There are only a couple hundred prototypes developed, and this is going to be at a public auction in early March through Heritage Auctions. The current owner of the the Nintendo CD PlayStation, whatever you're going to call it, turned down a $1.2 million offer for this. I wouldn't have turned down a $1.2 million offer for this.
No, never.
I want to know where the hell he got it. I guess he got it from...
it does seem to be the only one in existence that you can find, so maybe you can ask for more, but... Jesus,
right, I mean, according to this, a couple hundred were produced.
Yeah.
But then there was one that was bought when a company went bankrupt. Pretty wild. But, yeah, if you guys want to buy one, you're probably going to need about $1.3 million minimum. So, start...
And some wiggle room.
A little bit of wiggle room. Yeah, you definitely want to play the auction game.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of games, there are no games included with this, right?
Nothing. I don't think anything will work. Yeah.
Well, no, I believe skimming through this, it said that somebody had modded it, so that it could play games. I'm not sure if it's the one he's selling. I assume it is, but yeah.
It is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a collector of anything. I've never really been into that. I buy games, but now I've just bought them digitally because I don't want any more shelf space.
Right.
So I have nothing that's collectible. Do you collect?
Not on purpose. I do have an old PlayStation NES and the original Xbox that doesn't work.
Oh, it doesn't work?
It's got the red ring of death. So
oh, yeah.
If anybody knows how to fix that and wants it, let me know.
Everyone watching this is going, no one knows how to fix that.
You cannot fix that.
I remember when I got my red ring of death on my first... It was a 360, right, that got it? Or was it the original Xbox?
It was the original.
Oh, so my 360 got it. I couldn't believe, that's what they...
Well, maybe it is...
Because it's on the front there.
Yeah, it is the 360.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was a real bummer. So if you guys were watching television last night, it's a small device that people have in their homes that actually plays shows.
It's like your computer.
Kind of.
But you don't interact with it.
Right. It has nothing cool like a computer does. Well, anyway, so the Golden Globes were on last night, and I tuned in. Ricky Gervais is kind of wild.
That was... it was like he thought it was the end of days.
End of his days, at least.
End of his days, at least. His contract is up. He had stuff to say. And
I've never heard of anyone not holding back like that.
It was intense.
I mean, he called out the Hollywood elite right to their face.
Yeah.
But isn't he one?
I mean...
Or is he just
he's
rich?
BBC elite, right?
Right, okay.
It's different.
So he's British Hollywood elite.
I suppose.
I guess.
I mean, nobody seemed overtly offended.
No, there were a few groans as opposed to the laughs, but if anyone takes that guy seriously at this point, I think that event is good because it's a drink-a-thon. Yeah. If you see that, everyone's got booze at that event.
They were all probably pretty plastered. Like, did he say my name? I didn't hear it. What did he... he straight out, what was that? The Martin Scorsese reference, which is the only one I'm probably going to say because...
Well, he said he was too short?
Yes, he said he was too short to ride the rides at Disney. And, they panned to Scorsese, and he was like, that's true. That's absolutely true. So,
oh, man.
At least he played into it. I think that's how you take that. You have to play into it.
Some of the notable performances or wins, Joaquin Phoenix as Joker. Yeah. I had no doubt in my mind that he would win as Joker. That was such an original performance, although Leo was a close second in my opinion. Did you see these movies?
I have
None of them.
I have two kids. I was going through the list and I was like, what? Well, you know what I did
Wait, they don't want to watch Joker?
No, not yet. I think the
Probably
only...
not.
This is so sad, but I think the only movie on this entire list that I saw was Dolomite Is My Name.
Which is awesome.
Which is so good. Me too. Fantastic. Over break, I saw that.
Yeah.
And I went into it on the recommendation from someone that I would not have taken. And I was like, yeah, okay, we'll see it.
That one excited me. Same writers as
I had no idea
Ed
what
Wood.
it was.
Oh, you didn't?
I didn't know.
Did you not know who Rudy Ray Moore was?
No, I didn't even realize it was a true story until maybe a third of the way through, and I was like, wait a minute. They're starting to talk about real people.
Yeah.
And I looked it up while we were watching. He was like, oh my God, this exists somewhere. Yeah. And now I want to see the actual movie.
So that's on Amazon now. You can watch it. They've got My Name is Dolomite on there. Oh my God. Or no, I'm sorry, Dolomite.
Dolomite is my name.
That was Dolomite Is My Name. Dolomite is the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's I don't know, if you like exploitation films,
sure.
It's great.
But I mean, it's like a true return for Eddie Murphy to almost being Eddie Murphy in a lot of ways.
Yeah, and I think that's why he took on the role. I
Yeah.
mean, I think it's important for him, especially now that he's making that comeback. And hell of a comeback right now. Like,
So
he
good.
is in front of everybody at this point. But I thought that was a great film. It was a feel-good film. And
Yeah.
it definitely felt like Ed Wood, in my opinion. You know, that small filmmaker that will do next to nothing to get a film made. And he does it. And,
Yeah.
you know, he sees some fame from it, like legitimate fame. It's amazing to me.
I think for any of our viewers who are looking to be live streamers, there's something
God.
very inspirational about it, because he wasn't in the right place at the right time. He was way older than his competition.
Yeah.
And like, it's all about the grind and doing what you can do to do it. And
Yeah.
it's really inspiring.
And he took a leap. I mean, he became
Yes.
someone that he
Yes.
clearly was not. And I mean, it landed. I mean, it's, again, not a story that'll work for everyone. However, still inspiring, and you could take a lot from that. I highly recommend that one. This should become a movie show. I'm into it.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I'm into that.
We could just go watch movies and then come back.
Awkwafina is the first Asian American actress to win a Golden Globe, which is excellent. I have not seen The Farewell yet,
No.
but I also have not seen most of the films on here, unfortunately. Again,
Yeah,
it's too much.
I really wanted to see Knives Out this past weekend. It just fell through on us.
That I did see.
Yeah,
I
heard
really
great.
like it.
It sounds so good. It
Yeah.
looks awesome.
I mean, I'm a big fan of Clue, and I'm a big fan of like all those kinds of stories, so that one works out great for me. Yeah, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood won Best Picture, musical or comedy. Joaquin Phoenix. Renee Zellweger won for Judy, which is supposed to be excellent. I have not seen that as well. I really got to get on this.
Yeah.
And Brad Pitt winning for his Best Supporting Role in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Now, have you seen that movie?
No.
So if you guys have seen that movie, I would definitely tell you have to see that one. For people that live in LA, want to live in LA, or are interested in that, it shows what LA was like in the 60s, and I guess it's a really great representation of it. All the streets are redone. They did a bunch of new facades. I'm sure some CG work was done, but it's really excellent. And it's just it's a fun movie because it's Tarantino, and he doesn't give an F about anything really, and he will tell you a revisionist history all day.
Right.
And as long as it like makes for a good story, he's fine with it. But that's a great one. Also, I wanted to make I wanted to bring up Sam Mendes when he came up to accept for Best Director for
1917.
1917, which is definitely
That
on
looks
my
amazing
list.
as well.
You saw it?
Not yet. No.
It looks amazing.
That's
So that's
coming to
supposed to be a
Netflix before I
one-er.
get
The
to see
entire
it.
thing's a big one-shot.
Oh yeah.
Which I think that they mask a lot of cuts.
Okay.
But I mean that's still a smooth way to watch a movie. I think is really interesting, and I think So I think that's why it won.
Okay.
Technically,
Yeah.
it's incredible.
Sure.
But I guess the main stars are no names. I think Benedict Cumberbatch is in it, but I don't think he's a main player in it. I think that the main players are no names at this point, but they're going to be known after this. But the first thing he said is that every director that was nominated, so that was Bong Joon-ho for Parasite, Todd Phillips for Joker, Martin Scorsese for The Irishman, and Quentin Tarantino for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He said that Sam Mendes mentioned that he, as well as the other directors, are all living in the shadow of Martin Scorsese. And you saw Scorsese,
sure.
He just took that one like right in the chest. It was like tearing up. Me and my fiance were tearing up too watching it, but it was just great. But that is about it for that. We now have gone through the last week's news. We would be great to open this up to any questions from the audience, but again, just think of this as our, one-on-one conversation with you guys at any one time. So, we're here for questions, and I think for the meantime, we're going to be playing some Mortal Kombat.
All right.
Because that's fun.
And yeah, Aries, we will be doing Monday through Friday programming at this point around this time, 2 p.m. Pacific time every day, except maybe the Thursday show. Jed might be starting a little later, I'm not sure. And I'll be around to jump in with questions for pretty much all of those shows, so not just that Thursday show. Though I think we'll be doing Wednesday will really be the main community chat Q&A. And what's up, Obi-Wan Jalopy, my favorite screen name.
That is a great screen name. Let's see, who do we have here? We've got Sherwin, Jay, Ares, Obi-Wan, Guilty? Eddie V?
Oh, Guilty Tunic, yes.
All right. Well, thank you for watching, guys.
Amazing.
Can we change the screens?
Yes, gaming.
Ooh, our little Twitch changer there. I like that.
All right, so Brian will be playing. If anyone has questions about Mobcrush or live streaming, this is a great time to ask those questions. I will do the answering. Aries says, because I want to stream to Mobcrush at the same time as Facebook, YouTube, Mixer, and Twitch, which you can do through Mobcrush. Do you know how you're doing that yet, Aries? Are you going through OBS or Streamlabs or a mobile app? And do you have questions specifically? Are we still planning on doing the DLC drop for this month?
Yes, when is that?
I think it's toward the end of the month.
Yeah, so we've been playing Mortal Kombat pretty regularly, especially when there's a new update. And this next update is going to be the Joker. Yeah.
And they remodeled him.
Yeah.
He looked horrible, and now he looks like Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, does he really? Like
pretty much.
They really redid it.
Yeah, let's see if I can find it. Is that the new version? I mean, it's not straight out the same makeup or anything, but it definitely looked a lot more Joaquin than the stiff version that they had originally. Oh, wait, let's see what's going on in chat. Ancient Lotus says, just want to say thank you, Mobcrush. No game audio.
I'm sure we can change that, and if not, you can hear us talking and we can go silent.
I'll just pew, 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 bang, splash. Game audio.
Ancient Lotus, you are welcome. I forgot how to do the finishing move. There it is. So I don't know if you noticed, but a lot of YouTube channels that have been showing this game have been changing the color every time. Like,
of the blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they can avoid getting hit by the algorithm.
Because something that's bleeding green blood is less graphic than something bleeding red. Happy New Year, Own Gaming.
I believe that's actually a Mixer sticker coming through. That's how those show up.
Cool.
But it's still the sentiment is the same.
So are we allowed to say Happy New Year once we get a sticker?
Yes.
What about you guys out there? Are you guys watching movies? Are you guys playing games? Tell us about it. Speak to us. Speak now or forever. Well, speak later, but you know, we'll speak.
Yeah, what's the new big game right now? What's everybody playing?
What is the big game now?
There was something before the break that I feel like everyone was super hyped about, and then everything got their holiday skins, Fortnite and Apex. PixARK? Is that an actual game?
PixARK.
I don't know.
Boom. Holy cow.
Sorry.
The behind the scenes. It's never as pretty. Yeah, I've been watching The Marvelous Miss Maisel.
Oh, I finished that. That's
I'm almost
amazing.
through season 2. I really like it. I didn't like it at first.
I had issues with season 2.
Really?
Yeah, like
I'd love to hear what your issues
season 1 was great, and then season 2 I stopped caring about everyone. You know,
they all change quite a bit.
And then season 3 kind of brought me back.
I just love Abe, her dad. I think he's
yeah,
great.
sure.
I think Tony
Shalhoub's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to go back and watch season 2 at this point, but I remember being like, everyone here kind of sucks. Like, and there was a point where I was like, okay, I might be a little done with the Gilmore Girls style dialogue and need a break. Somebody take a breath, please.
Is that the same creator?
It is.
Okay,
yeah.
so that makes sense. Yeah, I agree. And I think that's what turned me off the first episode was it felt theatrical and not in the way that The West Wing felt in terms of like quick dialogue, like snapping over each other.
Right.
So, but other than that, so far I think it's a really good show. But there are moments in it I'm just like, For instance, she was in Paris trying to get her parents to come back home.
Oh, sure.
And she all of a sudden kind of fell on stage and was all of a sudden doing a bit at a...
Yeah. That continues to happen.
Yeah.
And it's like, I do know people who would be that person, but man, it would make me uncomfortable in person.
It's really not that easy to get up on stage.
Yeah, I'm like...
Lost in Space Season 2.
Oh, that's on my high list of things I want to see.
I have not finished Season 1.
Oh, well, like Season 1 was good.
I saw the first 3 episodes. I thought they were awesome.
Yeah. That's one of it's one of those things where I have to, like, there's a big give and take between whenever I watch something, I'm watching it with my wife. So, like, I have to find the right moment for, like, are we ready for space stuff? She did not want to get into, what was it, Afterlife?
Oh, with Ricky Gervais?
Wait, no.
Or the movie?
Is he on it? Am I thinking of the wrong thing? It's, I'm going to go to Netflix. It's whatever the last big space thing was that had the girl from Battlestar Galactica and Selma Blair.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and it is... Another Life. It's called Another Life.
Oh, yeah. Is that the animated one?
No, This is a bad thumbnail. But it's...
that looked animated.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, yeah, that's her.
Yeah.
Fracking whatever.
And it's like within 2 or 3 episodes goes so hard off the rails that you will never know what the reality was, kind of thing. And I'm like, yeah, she's not. So we started watching. She fell asleep. I continued watching, and now we have to go back and watch it again. But it's like not going to happen anytime soon.
So, like you were saying, yeah, I want to see that too.
Dracula. Mm-hmm.
So you're saying that you watch things with your wife.
Yes,
and
only basically.
Yeah, and then there are times that she will fall asleep and you need to rewatch something.
No, it's more like she fell asleep. I have to stop watching it, and we'll never go back to rewatching it.
So it has been consistent for the last, I don't know, 3 years that I have been with my fiance. That we've been watching movies at night. She will fall asleep, and I immediately turn it off and go play PlayStation. I do not try to wake her up. I do not make a big deal. Is this me being a bad person?
No, you might be a better person because I'll just keep watching the stupid show.
And you'll finish it?
Yeah, well, at least that episode, possibly the second one, if I don't realize how soon she's fallen asleep because we're not facing each other.
Right.
Because we've been watching Person of Interest, which is 5 seasons or something.
Yeah, it's long now. Yeah,
and we'll watch like 3 to 4 episodes a night. At least I will.
Was that with Ultron with James Spader? That one?
No, that's we watched that as well. The Blacklist. Very similar.
Yeah.
One is they're both like horrible government conspiracies, but one is like he's a criminal, and the other is he's ex-CIA. So.
All right.
And he's got like a machine learning AI to help him.
Speaking of machine learning AI, have you guys heard of Action RePlays? That's a good little segue there, actually. Yeah, well, we can't do any with Mortal Kombat, so maybe we should have played something that actually creates replays.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, we'll do that on that'll be Jed's thing.
Yeah, Jed does that on Thursdays. How did we get down that rabbit hole?
Of movies?
Yeah.
Well, I was asking.
Oh, Lost in Space, I think. Set
Exactly.
Us off.
I was also asking if, like, I was just saying that I'm just used to now, about 8:30 or so, the TV, or Chrissy, falls asleep, and then I'm playing video games, which I am not complaining about at all. I'm currently playing Resident Evil 2 Remake, which they came out with a cheaper version, or like a discounted version this weekend or last weekend, so I had to pick that up. It's awesome. Scaring the hell out of me.
Yeah, I might have to take your example, and when she falls asleep, just go start live streaming.
I mean, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Are you playing anything these days?
I have 2 mobile games that I play, and it's just like...
Which ones are those?
Realm Defense, which is a tower defense kind of thing, and then... What is the full name of this one? Dead Ahead Warzone, or Warfare, which is Z Warfare. Dead Ahead Z Warfare, which is not too different from a tower defense game, but instead of, setting up towers, you're picking characters that go through a side scroller, but it's mostly automated.
Oh, that's like an Evil Dead game.
Yeah, it's pretty simple, but it's just like...
I like games like that, though.
Yeah.
Well, you are part of the $18.9 billion, or $120 billion. But you don't buy anything.
But I haven't bought anything, yeah. So I am the 5 out of 4, then.
Right, exactly.
I'm the $5th dollar.
You're the $5th dollar out of every $5 generated.
Right.
Let's see here. What else can we discuss here while we're here?
Oh, there's that.
Okay. Anything happening? Oh. I'd really love to model our set off the kind of funny games guys set. Look at that set. I don't know if you guys watch.
In the background?
I don't know.
Is that just a giant
I think
TV?
that's a TV. Okay. But then they've got like the painting on the wall.
Yeah.
Give us some ideas for this wall back here, because being crap gray, we need to change that. Or white.
It's just...
We just need to change that because we need some action back there.
I think we get like some LED rope light.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then at the very least that'll turn.
I think that'll make a big difference.
Yeah. Plus we can tie that into our alert triggers. So it can like flash when stuff happens, like followers on Twitch and blah blah blah.
Really?
Yeah. I can do that.
I mean, that sounds fun. It sounds like we're gonna have a light show behind us, and I'm all into it.
Yeah.
Well, let's see here. Oh, was our mic not working earlier?
No, it was not. It was working. It was an incorrect. I think they had their thing muted or just low.
Ah, gotcha.
Because Andrew was like, nope, it's working.
Thank you, Andrew. Andrew's our head of community. He will be sending out all of the tweets and all of the community social networking that we can do here.
And the grams.
On the grams and the talks. The ticks?
Yes.
Does that have a thing yet? Is that the talks? Did we just make up something new?
We do have a TikTok, though.
No, we have a TikTok. I just didn't know if you were going to call one the gram and one the talk.
Yeah, I don't...
One the face.
I don't have a lazy for TikTok.
One the face, one the mix, one the twa.
I would call that the book, I think.
The book?
Yeah, the book, the twa.
My face?
The twait.
My Facebook? Spacebook?
Should we try and bring MySpace back? Is that it? Do they even have live streaming?
I don't know.
They probably don't.
But is MySpace still, like, active?
I mean, it's a music platform now.
Or it was.
But when it tried to relaunch, it's still there, because occasionally I'll get an update, and I'm like, what? Why?
Do you really?
Yeah, like, I'll get, like some notification of, like, somebody followed me or liked something, and I'm like, really?
On MySpace?
Yeah. I'm like... no idea why.
I
or why I even have those turned on. I do as well.
We had fun with MySpace.
I had a pretty big following on MySpace for those days. I think it was like 2000. But like in those days, that was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
Yeah.
We made up a fake account and tortured one of my friends online and like thought he had a good friend, and now I feel bad about it.
Oh,
jeez. I'm saying it out loud. Yeah.
Wow. It's got dark.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
Well,
never mind. Mortal Kombat's going on. It's probably nicer than what I'm talking about. Yeah, I do miss MySpace. It was like easier to use, or there was something about it that just made it more. I don't know. You could kind of do a minimal coding in it, and it was.
Yeah,
it was
we all
fun.
learned HTML,
Yeah.
HTML from that, and how to use glittery GIFs. And
Exactly.
yeah, it was something about having that profile comment section. That's very different from the way Facebook works. And YouTube kind of had that for a while. I think it kind of still does. It's just so hidden.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing that everything's missing. Is that weird level
Oh, shit, I
of...
beat the game. Sorry.
Yay!
I wasn't really paying attention, but now we're going to watch this girl.
Oops, I accidentally beat this.
Let's just skip that because she gets her head cut off.
All right.
Alrighty, Rue.
I mean,
all right, so the rest of the week, to give you a little update, today is going to be our roundup of last week's news, in addition to us just rambling like we have been.
Yep.
Tuesday, we're going to be looking at all of the game and movie and TV trailers that popped up the week prior. We have a few that we're going to be going through, but think of this as kind of like the react video, if you will, of us kind of giving our first impressions of these trailers. So we're gonna watch them prior to getting on the stream, but I think some of them we'll choose and actually watch them in stream and do it at real time. So
cool.
If you guys want to watch with us, we'll tell you which ones to do. We'll share the link with you, and then you guys can share that or watch that with us. Just to let you know, we can't really play those trailers. I'm not sure we have any rights to play those trailers on our stream. But I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, we're not really monetizing this, so maybe that's, okay to do.
Right. What if we got like an AR mask that does like Snapchat filter over the faces?
Who's going to build that one? You going to build that one?
I don't know.
So you can get the rope lights working behind us, but you can't build an AR.
It's a little, no, I can't make an AR mask happen.
Well, all right.
I mean, we could just show it to a phone with Snapchat and pull the feed from that.
Oh.
Probably.
That seems like a lot of happiness.
Oh, no, it's not going to be good, but if we can't show the trailer in the first place, step up.
We'll also be posting a cut-down video of all the trailers that we talked about. Looks like we've got quite a few. New Dragon Ball Z, an Animal Crossing, which is a very popular game. Wizardry Labyrinth of Lost Souls. That sounds like it's got your name written all over it.
Let's see.
Yeah, we'll have to see what that is. And then also every day, if you follow us across our social, we'll be posting creator clips from Action Replays. If you're not familiar what Action Replays are, they are a machine learning tool that Mobcrush has developed. When you play a handful of games that are supported, your Mobcrush account will create automatically clips of your best kills, your best wins, and your deaths. So all that stuff is included, and you will have a giant gallery of videos. I think last year alone, the Mobcrush community created over 1 million of these clips. So let us know if you want to learn how to get those things set up as a picture-in-picture on your screen so you can show off all your clips while you're playing.
And they would look like this.
There you go.
Oh, come on.
Perfect.
Oh, you know what? Because I built out a new scene. It doesn't have the Action Replay layer in it. My bad.
We'll figure that out.
I teased.
So Jed has been doing that every Tuesday. He's going to be moving to every Thursday. So he's playing one of our supported games, Apex Legends, but I think he switches it up and plays Call of Duty, also a supported game. Right now it's Apex Legends, Call of Duty, Rocket League, League of Legends, PUBG Mobile. I want to say that's... Oh, and Overwatch.
Yes. Yeah.
I think that's it. I think there's 7 right now.
Yeah.
Which with more games coming down the line. But we definitely want to see what you guys are creating. We've been pulling a top 5 every day. We did it before. We had a holiday break. We're going to come back and do that. That started again today. We'll be posting that. So follow us on our socials at Mobcrush. We'll also be posting on TikTok, probably the number 1 of those clips, the ones that we find that should just be the number 1 out of that. But we want you guys to send us your clips. Andrew will be providing us a link to send you guys this week, so you guys can submit for clips. Send us your Action Replays when they come in, and then we can highlight you in our social as well as this stream here. So be on the lookout for an action replay video today and every day this week. A trailer clip show tomorrow. That's going to be every Tuesday, but we're also going to talk about them live.
Right.
And then after that, Wednesday, we're going to be playing a single-player game. It's probably going to be me and Sam. You can just expect to see our handsome mugs every time here. We're going to be playing games. We're thinking Jedi Fallen Order. Now that we brought that up, I think it makes sense because we did bring it up. Also, Star Wars is pretty hot right now, as it's been for the last 40 years.
Yes.
So we'll play Jedi Fallen Order. I think it's a good narrative game to play, but think of that also as, a Q&A section for you guys. That's our community chat. We're just going to have a game going on in the background while that's happening. And then on Thursdays, Jed's coming back for our Action Jedson Day. He's basically going to be creating action replays with you in a live game of Apex or Call of Duty, whatever he wants to play. And then Friday, Sam will be hosting our tabletop show, Table Talk, which we've been doing with the RKVC folks. We'll be doing board games. We've been playing Zombicide.
Yes.
We'll be playing some other games too, but probably Zombicide for the next month to start off the year because I think we've gotten pretty good at that game. We understand it now.
Yep.
And other than that, that should be the week of content. So everything that you need, come meet us live around 2 p.m. PT, except Thursday, but we'll find
Thursdays,
that day.
which may be flexible. But
Yeah.
we'll see how that works.
But it's probably going to be in that 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. range that we're streaming every day.
Yep.
So come back and see us. Follow us on all our social, and you could see all the cool action replays that are being created. And come check us out every day. I think we're good to wrap up. I know it's...
Obi-Wan Jalopy says, I'm stocking up my sparks to destroy Zombicide.
Yes.
So yeah, I just want to put that out there. The board game show is a fully interactive show. You can affect the gameplay. You can either help or hinder our heroes. And it's best played from Mixer, but Twitch and YouTubers can play as well. And there's a few incentives for Facebook and DLive viewers as well. So yeah, definitely check that out. And if you have a Mixer account, stock up those sparks so you can unleash the horde.
And I mean, this has been like you guys sending 3 or 4 zombies at us at a time and like just making our lives living hells in the best possible way. So thank you. Yep, that'll continue every week. And then we're going to see how this works out for January. We might switch stuff up. We might find that some shows work better than others, and we might just drop a few, but just keep tuning in. We'd love your feedback. Stay in the chat. Tell us what's going on. You can email us at community@mobcrush.com. You can email me directly, bfoster@mobcrush.com, BFOSTER@mobcrush. I hope to talk to you guys a lot this year, and let's make Mobcrush amazing. So thanks for tuning in today. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
For our first ever stream for this new year.
Right. I'll see you guys over on the Discord.